Welcome to the Lone Machinists. This episode, Curt and I are going to be catching up after 4 weeks because Curt decided to try Dar. I went on vacation, and it's going to be a banger of episode. I think this one might run long. Curt, what you got to talk about this week?
This week I'm going to talk about the Sile dying in multiple different ways. Apparently, I don't know how electricity works, and Bitcoin mining. How about you? What are you going to talk about?
Crashing the LK, courtesy of Fusion, the mechanical anchor point, and my laser ate shit.
Ooh.
So, how are you doing this fine day, Curt?
I'm much better now, much better. Seems like all our machines are trying to kill us this last while, but yeah. I was deathly ill, but apparently we're like professional enough that we had enough canned episodes to cover when I was not here. So thank you. I was gonna say thank you folks for dealing with it, but you still got episodes, so it worked out for everybody. But
unfortunately the Patrons didn't get after shows, but Danica did send them a lovely email.
What a lovely girl.
Yes, and we got a lovely response that I forgot to share with you. I will send it to you after the podcast, yes. They all got personalized emails. One of the perks of being a Patreon is you get an after show and you get personalized emails at Christmas.
Danica is way above our pay grade for her.
100%. No, she's a wizard, like straight up, proper wizard. But it was a busy last few weeks of the year before everyone shut down and I went on vacation. But great success. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you want to kick it off, or do you want me to?
You kick it off because you have more topics and they're all juicy. So pick what you want.
We're gonna start at the top of the list, finishing off for the year. So we ran out the end of the year. It's the first December in 6 years that I haven't really been super stressed, like about finances and things, which is a nice change. We did, I think, 2,600 parts for the Dutchman squeeze box guys. Got all those out, including 600 M2.5 by 35 long screws that we were turning on the MCO, and then slit the heads on the LK. Like slitting all 600 took me a matter of an hour and a bit, but turning them out took me multiple days of the machine running like 10 hours a day. Just load bar, hit go, and each bar was only yielding like 15 parts because they're obviously quite long. And then the buttons, which needed to be drilled, flipped. So I made some jigs. Instead of putting them on an anchor point pallets, I actually just ended up doing them in the vise with a stop, because by the time I'd done all the shenanigans, I would have been loading, like even that loading, I think I was doing, I want to say 14 at a time or 10 at a time, whatever it was. It was taking me longer to load them than it was to drill both sides. So I would drill them. I had two fixtures. I'd load the fixture in, drill the one side while I loosened the other fixture, knock the parts out, and load the new ones in. Then I would turn the block over in the vise, hit go, and then I had enough time to tighten the fixture and be ready to swap. It was rough for 1,000 buttons, and I've just got an order for another 1,000 buttons. But easy money. So it's like not the most annoying thing in the world to run. Like you stand there and you just suck the fuck up for a few hours and run it. It's one of those things where it's like the product cost is so low, it's not worth automating. Like by the time I automated, I could have just stood there and run the parts. It's not really worth my time to automate.
Yeah, that's always the most depressing math to do. And you're like, I can make this. And you're like, okay, it'll take me 2 hours to finish that, or it'll take me 1 hour to finish the actual work and just suck it up. It's like, okay.
Unfortunately, if your numbers, unless it's like high dollar value, it's not worth automating things. Like I've done this maths again and again and again. And unless you're either doing 10,000 of something or you're doing something that's really high dollar value, it's not worth it. Like you can just suck it up and do the job finished before you've even finished the design for the automation. So it is something I'm working on in the background, but we just suck it up and run things. But MCO's a beast. It ran a lot, and then it ran another 150 parts, so it's 750 operations on those 150 parts, because there's blanking, then there's op 1, op 2, grooving 2, and then milling. So 6 by 150. And that was done in a day. I stood at the MCO and just shut out 316 stainless parts and just cranked them out quickly. That needed to go out before I went away. That actually shipped while I was driving on vacation. I left the box and they picked it up while I was away. But we had a lot of small bits and bobs that we were trying to push out for year end, as well as a bunch like getting all the stuff in for Anchor Point, because the next week or so, I want to get through Anchor Point Batch 3 and a bit more R&D on some other stuff. So, yeah, it was a fun year end.
Nice.
I'm very
Well,
curious about your Sile
yeah.
tool change issues. I know we did discuss it, I think, offline, but for the
Yeah.
folks at home,
Yeah, I had to check our past episodes to see if I even mentioned
yeah,
it yet. But yeah, I mean, my year end compared to yours, my year end has kind of been a cluster because I lost essentially a week feeling sick, which is health is wealth, folks. Take care of your bodies because yeah, a week down is a lot of dollars, and
yeah,
nothing feels better than realizing being like I feel sick and I should be working, and nothing it doesn't help your brain state to be like, oh, I should be working and I'm sick and I should like that's not going to help you feel better. So, anyways,
yeah,
I wouldn't say I was stressed about it because I'm not going to starve or anything, but it was still annoying to lose a week because then Christmas comes and the way it's stacked up this year, I lose like two. I shouldn't say lose. That's a bad way to say it. I get to spend
you
2 weeks
miss
with my
out.
family,
Well, yeah,
but I'm missing out on like 2 more weeks of work. So it's like a forced 3 week vacation, which is what it is.
yeah,
And on top of all that, yeah, the Sile decided to try to kill me in a few ways. One of it being its problem. One of it, well, they might have actually both been my problem. That I basically buried like a landmine like a year ago and didn't even realize it, and then it just sprung on me this winter. So I went to do a tool change on it, and the turret, it tool changes like a brother. So it's got like the big rotary turret on the front. Head comes up, spins around, comes back down. When it did it part, it only got to like 3/4 of a tool change. So my turret was off alignment, and I was like, oh, that's not good. Like I don't know how to recover from this. It's never happened before. And so I contacted Sile, and they gave me some things to try. And I was like, it's not working. And they're like, no, it is. It's just like there's a combination of buttons you can hit, so you can just like manually rotate the turret. But it rotates so slowly that I didn't know it was rotating. So then I was running it from the drive in the back, which was the way to do it. So
yeah,
I'm driving the drive manually to get past all the alarms, but then I have to like run around to the front of the machine to see if it's moving. And when I checked it, it only moved, like a fraction of a degree. So I'm like, it's not working. Something is broken. It's like, no, it is. You're just being stupid. So then I put a camera in the front of the machine, and then had it like casting to my computer screen so I could see it from the back and like press on the button. Well, it was such an annoying. But anyways, finally got it aligned. And then I was like, okay, everything is happy. And then you can meg reference it, and it figures out where it is. All good. Tool changed again. I was like, perfect. Did about 4 or 5 tool changes. Happened again. I was like, son of a bitch, because it takes like 10 minutes to realign the turret. It's like, fuck, okay, something's up. So then I tried it again. I'm like, if it repeats 3 times, something is wrong.
yeah.
So then same thing, rigmarole of cameras and trying to get it all squared up. Got it aligned perfectly. 3 or 4 tool changes. Did it again. I was like, what in the Christ is going on? So checked the output of my phase converter just to see if the voltage was good. And the voltage was a little bit low, but it's winter. Like I said, everyone's running block heaters, probably electric heaters in their home, Christmas lights in general. So it sags the line voltage slightly. And it's all it took was boof. Heard the
Yeah,
dog.
that would be Draxi being noisy.
The earlier warning system.
Yeah,
Anyways, all it took was like a couple volts, and I was when I wired up the machine, I was dumb. This is where I buried the landmine. So the Sile runs on like 380 volts. I can wire up my transformer. Excuse me, I got to clear my throat. There we go. Look at that. Cough
we
button.
need a thing for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did I scream in your face? Hopefully not.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I need a cough button on my side, so when you're coughing and muting, I can make a cough noise.
Oh, so you can fill it in. That'd be sick.
Because I can fill in the empty space.
Anyways, I wired up the Sile to the low end of the voltage. I should have wired up to the high end of the voltage. I apparently don't know what I'm doing. I went to school for electronics. I know what I'm doing with electronics and electrical, but like apparently I don't. So I asked chat. I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong with this transformer? And it's like, oh, the way you're wiring it works. Like, but it's dumb. Wire it this way. I was like, really? And I'm like, prove it to me. And so it sent me a bunch of, because I don't trust chat. And then it sent me a bunch of web pages. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I did it wrong. And then anyways, just wired it up to the next voltage level, which outputs like 400 plus volts, which is still within its range. It's just much closer to the medium or middle of the range than it is the bottom end. And then lo and behold, everything is much happier when it's running at its proper voltage. So yeah, it was my fault.
With regards to voltages, Carl's lathe decided to pick up some issues. So we tested it here, and it ran perfectly. But the power coming out of my wall is 220. The power coming out of his wall is 240. And
Yeah, like the
we
issues.
then step it up, and it goes to 450. And then we step it back down
Ooh.
on the back of the machine from allegedly 380 or 400 down to 220. And it comes out that transformer at 250. So he's been
Ooh.
having
Yeah.
issues where the drives are losing position. And
Fair, yeah.
I went through there the other evening. Not a problem. Can't find the issue. Rewired the signal cables. Thought maybe there was a dry joint. 100%. Leave. Go there. Get a call from them the next morning. Can't hold position. So we check the spec on the drives, and it's 220 volts, 10% tolerance. And we are out of that by 8 volts. So we're out of that. We're at like 15% tolerance. So I'm going through tomorrow to go and wire it to a single phase plug, because then it's at 240 and it's within the spec, on a single phase plug, because the drives fortunately can run on single phase or 3-phase. So we're just going to wire the 2 axis drives, which has another happy side effect. The controller and those drives will be on a plug on the wall, and a spindle, coolant, and something else runs through the phase converter. So if he wants to stop working for lunch, he can turn off his phase converter. His machine stays where it is, knows where it is, and he can go have lunch, come back, turn it back on, and carry on. So happy side effect, but
nice.
really annoying to try and figure out what the hell's going on.
Well, and that's actually exactly the problem I had. All the 3-phase things in there, even though the 3-phase voltage was low, they were happy. Like the servos were like, we can deal with this. The transformer that steps down the 380 down to back to 220. There's like one component, and it needs to be like 220 at the minimum. And normally there's no issue because our line is 240, and it was at 219, and that was giving me issues. I was literally on the 1 volt cusp.
And that's the thing. So the thing is, we tested his machine out. It was perfect because my phase converter outputs 400, which steps down to 235-ish through his setup, which was perfectly within range. And when we installed it there by him, I saw it, I was like, it's a bit on the high end, but I'm sure it's fine. And then in troubleshooting this, we measured everything. I'm going to go and measure tomorrow and see, because when everyone gets home from work, then the machine runs fine. But during the day when no one's at home and everything's off, that's when he's having the higher line voltage, and it's causing the issue. We're talking like a couple volts that's causing the issue.
Totally, yeah.
And the drives aren't picking up an error. So I don't know if something funny is happening on the drive, because it is just step and direction we're feeding it. So it could be jogging, browning out, or freaking the fuck out, rebooting, and then carrying on. So not entirely sure what the issue was, but I think we have a solve for it tomorrow. But a couple volts. There's no multi-voltage taps on these things. Otherwise, I would have just tapped it at a lower voltage on the transformer.
Right, yeah, totally.
But unfortunately, it's not one of those, so we can't do that, which is a little tiresome, but is what it is.
Yeah, well, that helped me, but it also screwed me, because we have 20 different taps, and so I was like, I'll run the low. I don't need to run that. But I messed up. I should have run at higher voltage, but those couple volts, they make a difference.
You live and you learn. Like that. Try to figure out how to troubleshoot that shit. Unless you know what you're looking at. Thing is, now we know what we're looking at, and it won't catch us up again. Hopefully, this will help some other people to not get caught up. Because I listened to our phase converter episode today. It was quite entertaining.
I know when I listened to that, I was like, oh, I have things to add because I was stupid when I was recording this, and I should have.
No, you live and you learn. Every day is a learning experience. It is. You learn something new every day.
The thing that extra fucked me up is when I got the spec sheet from the manufacturer for this transformer, and the wiring diagram that they have on the actual manufactured PDF is wrong. If you wire it up that way, nothing's going to work. It's a bad way to wire it. They're mixing high voltage taps, and it's bad.
Oh, they're mixing primary and secondary.
Someone copy pasted something across and just forgot to add it. So because you have high voltage taps and low voltage taps, and they're cross pollinating them and pushing into inputs, and you can't wire it that way at all. You'll have horrible phase and imbalances. And anyway, so I told the manufacturer, that's wrong. Your wiring diagram is wrong. Really? Is if I run that, it's not good things. Anyways.
But no, at least. So is your SAL back trying to run, or are you still having issues after that?
Oh no, it's happy as a clam now that I actually am giving it the voltage it wanted, instead of trying to feed it what I thought it wanted. Yes, that was it was my fault, but it was just like I didn't realize it was my fault till I realized it was my fault. So,
Yeah. No, that's
yeah.
yeah, that happens. It's one of those things you don't think is an issue, but is actually a major fucking issue. Like,
Well, and the problem is it ran for a year, right? So like,
yeah,
good luck troubleshooting that when it's already ran for a year and just that it was just hovering on that 1 volt cusp and then just boop and then everything went south.
yeah. That
Yeah,
is like the worst nightmare for troubleshooting something. Like the absolute
totally.
worst nightmare. Ah, I see. I forgot to add a thing
Yes.
in here.
So what do you got here? Let's pick something fun. Pick what you want. How about there's too many fun things.
Well, let's discuss the LK crashing. Let's get all the bad stuff out of the way.
Yeah, you
So
got 2 more crashing things, so let's go.
I have 2 more. Well, I have the laser eating shit, but yeah, that's not crashing related.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was machining a lovely heatsink for my mate Dave for the drone he makes.
Okay.
Machined op1 on the vacuum chuck, made a custom vacuum chuck for op2, vacuumed it down, machined it. I'm like, I skipped a flat toolpath because I programmed it through toolpath. And for some reason, it skipped one of the flat toolpaths, so I generated a new toolpath. But I was having an issue uploading the file to toolpath. So what I did was I had the fixture, then I had the file pulled into the fixture, and it wouldn't let me send them together. So I sent just the file, and then pulled it in, then linked the manufacturer, because you can now pull in you can insert the manufacturing data from the linked file.
Right.
It's a newish thing, yeah. Anyway, did that, ran it, added this thing, posted the code, went to the machine, hit go, because it posted fine last time. I'm literally just only posting one operation out of the list. UCS was in the correct place, or WCS was in the right place, everything was in the right place. Hit go, and the machine comes down. Now I've got like 45 minutes of machining into this heatsink. Comes down and goes, dunk, tries to go 26 millimeters deeper than it should have. So I'm like, what the shit just happened? That was a brand new fucking end mill, firstly, which I was a bit pissed about. My fixture's fucked, my part's fucked. So I go back to my computer. Well, first I look at the code on the controller. I'm like, Z 1 millimeter. And I'm like, that is wrong. That should be like 26, somewhere around there. So I go back to Fusion and I say post. So I repost that exact code that I just posted. Z26. So somewhere when I pulled it in, it regenerated the toolpath, but didn't regenerate that one, or some fucking retarded shit happened. And I didn't validate it when I hit go because I'd run code that I had posted. But bam. Right. So I spent another 40 minutes remachining everything, remachine the fixture like a mil lower to get the ding out. Luckily, no damage to the machine, but yeah, very, very annoying. Ended up on like an hour and a half long call with Paul from Toolpath to try and figure out what happened, why this error occurred. And the gist of it is with the inserting stuff, because now it generates here on one work coordinate system, I pull it over here, and this one where I've got the assembly with the fixture, I've moved the UCS or the WCS, the work coordinates, because I want it on a different work coordinate set. Regenerate the toolpaths, and somewhere there, Fusion just shat the bed and outputted the wrong code. And if I had looked at it, I would have caught it, but I didn't look at it because I had run the rest of the operations. So my level of confidence in the Fusion being able to do its job was pretty high. So I just loaded and hit go, and 50% rapid, about tool, bit of stir welding.
It's also not like it's 11 lines of code. Like you're not going to read through.
I would, if I had actually looked at it, I would have picked it up because on like the third line of code that I would have seen the issue. Fair. But I didn't read it because it was late in the evening. I just wanted to get it done, so load and go, and assumed it was correct and made an ass of you and me. So now I'm a bit more hesitant with what Fusion's put, especially when I do dodgy shit like linking stuff. But it was rather frustrating. And then I ran that job again. Dude, toolpath. Here comes the toolpath plug. It's full of fucking magic. So there weren't modeled chamfers in the part. So toolpath didn't generate chamfers. Because if you model your chamfers, toolpath will now add all the chamfering toolpaths for you. Mm-hmm. That's like a month or two ago's feature. No, dude, freaking wicked. I needed to go and manually click all the things. There were 107 what are they? Whatever. Thingies where you have to click lines. 107 selections to do the chamfers. If I had to program the thing by hand, I would have shot myself. Like, it was ridiculous. And I sent it to toolpath, it came back, and it ran. Like, I had to intervene maybe maybe 20%, if that, of just dialing stuff, like tweaking things how I wanted it. It pretty much just did the thing, and it did it perfectly. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
and that's like, it's not a simple part. There's like a lot of stupid involved because it's a lot of fins and a lot of like funny geometry going on, and it really did a bang up job. Also, speaking of Toolpath, 90 days for $90. So anyone looking to get Toolpath, now's your time. Like, sign up. It's $1 a day for 90 days. Then it goes to the regular pricing. Also, when you do go to regular pricing, use the Lone Machinist affiliate code, please.
Ooh.
Yes, we have an affiliate code. We're fancy like that. But yeah, the 90 days will get you in the door enough that it's actually working for you. Because it took me a good month to get it dialed in with my tool libraries and reliable enough that I can confidently just send it stuff. Like, even with the stuff I was finishing out year end, all the fixtures for the Dutchman squeeze box parts, all the clamps, all that shit. Send it to Toolpath. It comes back. All I was doing was adding my slitting saws in because it wasn't doing that correctly. So that and backside chamfers I was having to add in manually. But I must have made like 100 parts in December through Toolpath.
Sick.
Like, I know.
Wow,
it's really wicked. Like, once you get it dialed in, like, why am I going to go click on 107 things?
No,
Five
totally.
or six
totally.
different times for all the different tool parts. So yeah, very, very useful.
I was going to tell everybody just to input the code Jamie Shill just so that it's fun, but I didn't even know we had a promo code. Look at us.
We actually have a legitimate promo code. I don't think it's Jamie Shill.
Don't look at that one. Yeah, we'll link it in the comments of this episode if you want it
as well. But yeah, go check it out in the comments if you're interested. Please give it a try. It's really good. Like, it's not just plug and play. It's going to take some effort on your part, but worth the effort. Like, I think I'd signed up before I had an onboarding call the following day. I'd already programmed a part when I did the onboarding call. Ben was
nice,
like, "Oh,
nice.
So you've actually done all this?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's not complicated. All my libraries have run through pre-tool already, so the naming convention is correct." And then it was a case of, okay, I prefer roughing with this tool. I prefer finishing with this tool, prioritizing all my tools in their tool management, because one of their goals is to use them for tool management, not Fusion. Because Fusion's library is a little bit stupid. Whereas if you use them as your master library, it's got a bunch of interesting features like, oh, I need a key seat cutter for this job. You're like, oh, okay, well, let me get it to recommend a tool. Oh, no, it's in your library already. You used it on that other job back then and loaded it in here, so you have it. Recommendation stuff is really good as well. I haven't really used it because all the libraries for recommendation are from suppliers I can't get tools from. But
fair. Yeah.
It's brilliant. Like, it gets you 90% of the way there, depending on what you're doing, to a part. Like, it has probably saved me in December like 20 or 30 hours of me just farty-arsing around because I don't want to actually click a bunch of times.
Because how many hours did we say we had to save you? I forgot how many we had to save you to make it work.
For me, 60 hours a year. For the average American, it's like 12 to 20 hours a year that it's got to save you with average American shop rates. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my shilling for them. We'll shill the Patreons later on in the podcast. But
say my giant neon sign will probably be in next week, so it can be going.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Nice. So,
nice, man.
Let me see. What can I? Ooh.
Yeah, let's. We should. I
want to know about the mechanism.
Okay, so the click mechanism doesn't work. Actually, if I was smart, I would have brought it over here. I printed it before I machined it because I was smart, and I was like, I'm not going to waste all my time machining this when I can print it. So I printed it, and then actually that was the worst part. I printed it, and then I got sick, so it sat on my printer for like a week where I just couldn't get to it. And I was like, I just want to know if you work, and I feel like death. But anyways, assembled it, put it together, and there's like a bunch of ramps without like trying to describe it on the podcast. It's a bunch of ramps and pins that are sliding, and my ramps are not rampy enough. And the way I have to keep one part from rotating, and I thought I could get smart by making, instead of a hole, I made it a hex, which I thought was cool. But it's not how do I say this? With the tool, like when you cut a hex with an end mill, you'll have rounded corners, obviously. And there's just not enough of a flat face and flat face contact, so that as soon as the hex part rotates slightly, it's basically a radius binding up against kind of like a ramping radius, if you think about it that way. And it bites. So it's biting in plastic. Will it bite in titanium? I don't know. Will the the titanium tolerances will be tighter. It might be okay. I'm probably gonna have to machine one out of titanium just to see if it behaves. But the plastic one binds up and doesn't function. If you like forcibly like put torque on it as you're functioning, as you're trying to use it, it's way better.
Then,
but like,
yeah,
that's not the
you
point.
don't want to have to. Yeah,
No,
you don't
yeah,
want to
and I
force
don't
people
want
to do
to.
that.
Well, and I'm going to make that part probably out of bronze and titanium, so it slides better. But at the same time, if it's already biting in plastic, I know that's going to be a really high wear point.
Yes.
So at what point will it fail? I'm like, you're going to click. It's not like this is going to be clicked literally millions of times, probably tens of millions of times. So it's like you have to understand, like you have to play for that too. I try to design everything to last like 100 years. So if it's not going to last, a few million cycles, it's pointless. So
So I'm just making a note for the
might
after show.
I might be slightly back to the drawing board with that, but not fully back to the drawing board. Just I have another way to do it. It's just annoying. I didn't want to do it the
Well,
other way because it's way fucking harder.
I have some suggestions that we can discuss in the after show that
Sure.
I have
Yeah.
learned the somewhat hard way. Okay, so it's not coming out on the 1st of January then.
No, and it's.
Maybe next year.
I mean, I'll probably have some prototypes because I want to make it. The cool thing is, I think I'm going to bring the new clip I designed. I think I'm going to bring that over to the bolt action pens, anyways, because some people have actually said they prefer bolt action just for the fidget factor.
Yeah.
And the new clip is hot. I just have to figure out how the hell I'm going to machine it. I've been trying. I was setting up in Fusion, being like, okay, this is perfect, and now I have nothing to hang on to, and I have to do op 3 or whatever. And it's just like, but I got stupid with curves, and nothing is. Yeah,
Designing workflows is always a challenge. I thoroughly enjoy it, but it is always a challenge. Like, I spent a lot of time in the car, like 26 hours in the car. So I had a lot of time to think through some mechanical things that I'm working on, because I'm working on a mechanical version of the anchor point.
That's hot. I saw that. I saw the little picture of it. That looks cute.
So on my drive back, I came up with 3 solutions for the problem. I think I'm just going to go with one of the 3. I wouldn't say the easiest to execute on, but the simplest. Like getting something simple that functions is not always the easiest thing. And I think I have a solution. I've got it all modeled up. I have 2 spare blocks of material from this batch of anchor points that I'm busy with. The op 2 machining on the anchor point bodies is identical between the mechanical and the pneumatic. The op 1 is different, and the op 3 is different.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So external appearance, the only difference is the airport versus the M16 grub screw. And the bottoms are different, and obviously the mechanics are different.
Is it
exactly
shorter
the same height? Nope.
Okay, it looks shorter in the video, but it probably is just perspective.
Yeah, no. It is exactly the same. Like you can buy one and swap in a different one kind of story. I don't actually have the space to make it any shorter.
Right, because you have springs and all that stuff inside.
Well, there is a single spring in the mechanical, and that's to release it, to push the gripper up. Same gripper mechanism. Just different shape, and then 2 inclined planes that ram each other. So I ordered a load cell so that I can validate how much force an anchor point actually has as hold down force, because I haven't actually validated that. So I'm going to make a jig to hold the load cell because I'm curious. And then also to calculate the torque settings for the mechanical anchor point, because I get the distinct feeling we're talking like 6-7 Newton meters. It's not a lot of torque.
Right, yeah.
Because inclined plane fucking screws all the maths involved. So I want to be able to say, cool, 6 Newton meters equals a pneumatic, 12 Newton meters equals 2,000 pounds. Cool. Do not go beyond that. And then I'm going to take an impact driver, and I'm going to go in and out 1,000 times to check for wear. Because worst case, I can put a stainless steel helicoil in.
Sure.
For the wear, for the threads. I don't think it's necessary. I'm actually thinking of buying threaded rod and blanking it off in the lathe and then turning the custom shaped screw I need into it, because the threads are rolled on those, so they're not sharp. They've got quite a nice rounded profile. So I'm thinking of doing that, because I've done that with M20 threaded rod in the past for some jobs that I've done.
Yeah, that's not a half bad idea.
Super straightforward design. Either that or I'm going to buy grub screws, one of the two, because then I don't have to mill a hex. But yeah, that's going to get flushed out over the next month or so. I'm busy with batch 3 of anchor points. So that is scheduled to be done, ready to pack and ship. The goal is next week when we record. I don't know if we're going to hit set
Nice.
goal, but yeah, I'm going to start setting up the LK to just run bodies now because bodies are the last big item that needs to be done. I need to grind pads and I need to finish the grippers, and that's it.
Nice.
Batch 3 is
Nice.
ready
That's
to
awesome.
choose. So, and then yeah, we also for batch 3 going to be doing mooring point kits and harbor kits, where you get slightly better pricing because you're buying more units. And if you buy a mooring point kit, it only comes with one set of pneumatics. The idea is you build out the plans for the mooring base are out there. You buy 2 anchor point bodies, 1 pneumatic kit, and some pull studs. You don't buy the blank pallets. So trying to make it cost effective for guys, because we had Matt from Blackwell Engineering with his 8 units. I don't know if you saw, he measured all 8 units.
No, I saw him put them on the table, but I didn't see him measure them.
He measured
What was
them.
the results for that?
What do you think the variation is on thickness?
Oh, dude, knowing you, tight.
5 microns.
Holy Christ! Good job, dude.
Turns
That's
out
way
when
better
you
than I would have
design your
thought.
process, dude, I quoted him like half a thou. When you design your process to be as that process is designed to give me the most accurate output with the equipment I have, and it
That's
shows.
awesome.
I was stoked that
awesome.
it was that, because I don't have a way to measure it. Like, I have no way to actually measure that. Yeah, so when I saw those results, I was really, really like happy with the results.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's wicked.
Yeah, no, dude, way, way better than I expected. Don't worry, it went black on purpose.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
I want to dox my lovely wife. She's bringing me more coffee.
Fair
dude,
enough.
I was like super ecstatic about that. And then with the mooring and with the mooring and harbor kits, obviously the pricing's better. We're shipping them in bulk, so we know what the duties are, what the shipping costs, all that kind of stuff. It's less up in the air. It's more, okay, cool, this is what it costs to buy 4 units. Because hopefully the goal for next year is to move a bunch of them. But we'll discuss that in next week's episode, because next week is going to be probably our year in review and our plans for 2026 episode.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one. I think we both have some pretty lofty plans for 26. So
I think we do. And I don't know if you saw that I've got a new Tufnell workflow.
I don't know. I know you were.
So
I saw you cursing.
When did we speak? Did we
filter.
speak after I finished the Tufnell last time? I don't think so. I think I was still working on it.
It's hard to tell because I watch your stories and I kind of forget where we talk and where your stories end.
Well, let's assume that I hadn't finished it. So that is a, generally speaking, 4-day job. I did it in 2.
Yeah.
By 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the day I finished, my machine had run for 11 hours already.
Holy Christ.
I went to bed at 1 a.m. The machine ran till 3, shut down. I woke up at 5 and loaded the next plate. I cranked that shit out. They are saying 6 sets next year is what they want to do.
Wow, okay.
I have a workflow for dealing with shavings now. It's called phone the skip guy and say, put a skip in my driveway, bro. And I'm just throwing the shavings straight in a skip, because I make more shavings than I can put in my 2 wheelie bins when I run the full job.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair.
We make a shitload of shavings. But yeah, that actually went pretty uneventfully, running that job.
And then you just swap coolant at the end?
Yeah. So then my coolant goes from 7% when I start to 1.5% by the time I'm done in 2 days.
Yikes.
And then it gets, as soon as the job's done, filters out, pump everything out, wash the machine down, fresh coolant. It's part of the cost of the job now. Like, is what it
Makes
is.
Sense. Yeah.
And then I get fresh coolant every, I think it's going to be every 2 months next year. I might actually just buy some plastic drums, pump my good coolant out, pump the old coolant in, bring it up to 7, run it, pump it out again. I don't know. I'll see how I feel when it comes around.
I see. Yeah.
But so now the vacuum chuck is anchor point compatible. So I'll put a riser on one end of the table and it drops into the harbor, and that's it. It's in and done, ready to go.
Cool.
It's beautiful. So the first set of parts I made for them, because last year we did the rears, then we did the fronts, then we did the mids. And when we went to the second batch, we tweaked some stuff, and I never went back and updated the models or updated the programs. So they went out and they were tight fit. They're like, oh, can you loosen them? I'm like, yeah, no worries, send them back. Figured out where they went on my fixture, remachined the ends quickly. It took me all of an hour to set up, run, and break down again. And they're sitting in my house at the moment. When they open on the 5th, they'll go back to them.
Nice.
But yeah, that's going to be an ongoing thing. They want material certificates, all sorts of fun stuff. Because the material for these was 2 different colors, which is a little concerning. It also machined very differently. So now they want it traceable
Ooh.
from next year. So then I'm going to be being like, hey, guys, material certificates, please. I need to know that they're the same material. But yeah. The triple redundant sister tools works like a bomb.
Sick. Cool.
Yeah, like, because my tool set is off the machine. So I touch off 3 of every tool. So it's, what is it? It's 82, 182, 282, and then 402, 412, and 422 are the sets of tools. And then if I fuck it up, I just go renumber the tool and repost. And
nice,
I just,
nice.
so I pre-touch everything off and then go. Like, it works really well. And then I had to put the fourth back in the machine because, yay, 4th axis. Because that has to come out for the tough null.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 4th is actually getting integrated in the process of integrating the 4th with the controller. So I wrote some programs called Index, and I made some Park programs because when I want to index, I want to know the machine is out of the way. So I wrote 3 programs. I've got Z Park, where just all the way home, then it'll rotate, or X. So what was I doing? I was doing something. Oh, the Dutchman squeeze box buttons. I wrote another one that is just called Park, that brings the machine up and forward. That I can then turn spindle off, turn coolant off, up to a park position.
Mm-hmm.
Turn the part around, hit go, and it carries on. And then I made the index one. The index one will bring the Z up, trigger the index pulse, wait 3 seconds, and then continue machining.
Nice.
And the index pulse is just my chip conveyor output, because that's the one I know how to get access to. So that'll get integrated. I was looking at buying a single axis controller from the China lands, which you can program to say first rotation is 30 degrees, then 60 degrees, then 12 degrees, like whatever you want. And then every time it triggers, it indexes through your program. But generally speaking, I don't need that, because the way I wrote the index program, if I need, so like I was doing a job, the first, it starts at 0, goes to 180, then goes to 270. So I can do all that with a 90-degree increment. So the way I wrote the program is just say index. It'll go up, index 90 degrees, and then carry on the program.
Right. Yeah.
So a bit bodgy, but it will work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Would be nice to just say A180, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, run it until you run into the limitations where it doesn't work anymore.
Exactly.
Where you have to get better.
Where I have to go the proper route. But speaking of tool orientation, again, trying to remember when last we spoke, I've been doing apps engineering. I spent 2 full days in Hearties. Hearties is a 1.5 hour drive from me. So they got billed for 6 hours of driving and 24 hours on site. So 12 hours on site, 8 hours on site, 16 hours. 8 hours on site trying to get this stupid SCM machine to run properly, helping their programmer get up to speed with programming 5-axis. Because I'm an expert, having never programmed 5-axis before. Literally, I'm like, yeah, sure, it'll be fine. Pitched up and learned how to program 5-axis. Getting a 5-axis toolpot's really easy. Getting a good one is not. So
okay, fair, yeah.
There was a smoothing setting on the machine. So I spent a full day there, getting the one process dialed. We're running wood, so it's burning end mills if it goes slowly. Like it wants to go 12 meters a minute, and we're doing like 100 mils a minute because it's trying to hit every freaking point.
Right,
so on day 2, eventually I'm like, there should be some smoothing setting. I can't find any settings for it in the post process because it's a custom post. So I was poking around in there. Ended up getting on a call with the guys like, oh no, it's this setting. Yeah, so I on the screen, touch screen, change the setting. The part went from taking an hour and a half to run to taking 30 minutes to run. Just because the smoothing was allowing it to actually move. And doing swarfs and all sorts of fun shit. They were stressing. They bought this machine they weren't running production a month into having it. Their guy who programs, it's the only time I've sat down next to someone running Fusion and not wanted to pull my hair out. He's that good.
Oh, yeah? Nice. That's awesome.
He's almost as good as me. I actually picked up a bunch of tricks from him. It's the first time I've sat down next to someone using Fusion and not wanted to rip my bloody hair out. He, just as quick as I'm like, it was freaking great. And then it was just a case of figuring out what the machine wants. Tool orientation was which way the axes need to point when you do the little modified work coordinates. And that there was a whole bunch of just stupid things that we had to figure out to make the machine happy. Once the machine was happy, not a problem. But yeah, figuring all that shit out, not super easy. But very cool machine, like tilty head machine. Clearance is an issue because, well, there's a fucking head tilting. So we rammed a piece of wood at one stage because of the way they had parts. And then it's like a relay, like it's not going to break anything, like it knocks it off the vacuum chuck. So like you hear it starting to hit the tool holder. So I'm like, okay, you need to update your tool holder so we get proper simulation. So I got them to update everything to give us correct simulations. And it's all these small things. And then I was bored while I was there waiting for a piece of wood because they hadn't laminated the wood together for us yet. So I fixed the other CNC machine because I was bored. They're having communication issues. So I go there, no, this thing, they'll run for like 2 minutes and then it'll just throw a communication error. So I go look at the error. I'm like, okay, it's CAN bus error, not a problem. Let me go vickle all the cables. The machine runs CAN bus, Profibus, and Motion Link. 3 different protocols. Oh, and Ethernet for shits and giggles on one machine. So I opened the cabinet and I wiggled all the cables. Problem went away. Literally had a dry joint on one of the communication cables on the CAN bus side. Wiggled it loose, got a good connection again, and the machine's been running since.
That's the best error. Just mechanical.
Oh, no, that is the worst kind of thing to try and troubleshoot. But yeah, got that sorted for them, and now they want to kind of have me there on a semi-permanent contracting basis.
Ooh, sharpshooter.
Yeah. It's just a little bit too far. I don't want to drive an hour and a half there like once a week or once every 2 weeks.
Because I get that.
Although it's, for the money, it's fine. I don't mind. Like I was billing them reasonably well. The problem is if I'm running 2 machines back here, I'm effectively losing my hourly rate every hour that I'm there because I could be running multiple machines here. So it's a bit of a tricky one to deal with. But yeah, I'm an apps engineer apparently.
Tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I went in Zapatini style. White guy's confidence until you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
and that's a compliment in case he's wondering.
That podcast, they mentioned something like, is your customer broke or is your customer cheap? I thought that was really cool. I was like, oh,
is that the newest
episode? That's a good way to put it. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, I think it was with him and Zap. Behind on podcasts for the first time in a while. I didn't listen to anything while I was away. So that is on my queue for tomorrow.
It was a cool breakdown of like, is your customer cheap or is your customer broke? And I was like, ooh, oh yeah, that makes sense. Cause are they just being cheap about it or do they not have the cash for it? Cause that's 2 wildly different things. I thought that's something I've worked on over the last year is figuring out what my customers will tolerate as the price and charging exactly the most I can because I'm not leaving money on the table. Like, if you're poor and you're starting out, you're going to get a much better rate from me. But if you're a big conglomerate with a fancy office, you best bend over, sir, and bring your own lube. Because I'm not going to be gentle. Like, I mean, like Carl's machine. I didn't charge him for that retrofit. He's my fucking cousin's fiance. Like, I don't mind helping him out. He's trying to get his shit together. But you want me to come to site? Hey, I get in my truck and the clock starts running. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you wouldn't expect
my time has value. And over the last year, especially like a lot more than in the past. Because that's the thing, when you're starting out, you have more time than money, and as time goes on, you have less time and hopefully more money if you're doing it right.
Exactly.
We're working on that bit still. That is the
goal. Yeah, that's the sticky part. Yeah. Speaking of cash and whatever. So yeah, I'm a sellout now, YouTube sellout. So I finally I contractually I had to shoot a video for the little laser scanner that I got. I actually still have to shoot a few more short videos for it, but that's kind of fun because I want one anyways. I mean, when you average it out now, I've probably spent more time in hours on that thing than I would have just spent cash wise. But besides the point, I've also already signed another contract with another company because why did my camera die?
Oh, because you froze, so I turned it off. Turn it back on.
Oh,
technical issues. Yeah, you've been frozen for a while. I thought I could turn it back on, but I can't.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay, can you see me now? Are we back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're back.
Sorry,
this
folks.
That banger episode.
99% of people that are listening don't care. They're like, carry on.
Yeah,
Anyways,
exactly.
so yeah, I'm a sellout. But that's been a lot of fun. Pissing around with that thing. Now I actually have uses for it, so it is a nice thing to have.
Video was really interesting. We scanned your machine and compared the two.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
Have you
it's on
just
YouTube
done
if you
that?
folks want to watch.
It's really, really interesting because I just did that to get the position of the anchor points in my machine to be accurate in
Yeah,
CAD. I just had to go through that process of trying to figure out
yeah.
how to
Like
do it.
when I was trying to find an application for this scanner, and that's what I thought. I'm like, why don't I scan my machine and see how it compares to my simulation? Because I have no real way aside of probing every single point on my machine. But like let's just try this to see. And I was dead on, like, which is
Yeah,
kind of nice
it
knowing
was
that my
nuts. Yeah,
machine's sim is like perfect to the real world, which is kind of cool. Which is going to come in handy in the 2026. But we'll talk about that next plans for
next
2026.
episode.
Yeah, where things will be more important and things are going to get cozy on my machine, I think. But
Ooh.
yeah, so yeah, that was fun being a captain influencer. And one thing it did lead me to remember is shooting video is just so much goddamn fun. Like I forgot how fun it is just to shoot YouTube videos. I haven't done a YouTube video in like 7 months, uh,
Oh, jeez. Okay.
and I legitimately like it. Like that's part of why I was doing so many is because like I love shooting, even if nobody watched it. Just the fact of like building a story, editing it, and then like putting it out in the world. To me, that like it scratches itches.
Yeah.
So yeah, oh fuck, I spilled water. Hold on, folks. Technical
Okay.
issues. I got paper towel
This
right
is
here.
quite
We're good.
entertaining. I'm going to pause while he fixes his mess. Again, Kurt's all moist because we're talking about machines.
Moister than an oyster.
Yeah, moister than an oyster. So yeah, you say you got plans to get your machine very full next year.
Yeah, I'm playing around with your anchor points because I'm so which this topic ties into a million things. I don't even know if I'll have time for it, but like I need to with the new pocket clips I'm going to be making, I'm going to be using way more machine time with some of the pen projects I have coming up. I'm using way more machine time. I need faster ways to swap it, which all points in one big direction, which is to anchor point or to a 0 point. But I'm probably going to go with Jamie's system because it'd be pretty dickish if I didn't.
It would be hilarious, but yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. So anyways, the machine is going to get cozy. I think I'm going to build a big riser for the fourth so I can like squeak it off because I can gain a few inches. And in my land, well, in every aspect of life, a few inches makes a huge difference. So being able to move the fourth just a couple inches over will give me so much more room, and we'll see how many anchor points I can squeeze in there.
Over a bit.
Yeah, I can hang it a little bit off the edge, not a ton, but enough where it's not running into the enclosure. So
yeah,
give me a little more real estate to machine and see how many. I know I can fit 2 anchor points for sure. Just
I'll have a look at your model. We'll see
if I can go up to 4. We can go up to 4 because I kind of have this weird plan of what I mean. To be able to swap more pallets, get way more production speed out of it. 4 would be a 6 swap. 4 would also be nice for a big plate, so I can do just flat work. Be nice to have the added power of 2 more.
That's what I've got. I've got a vacuum chuck for mine that spans all 4. That's great.
Even if the last 2 were kind of just read the limit of the machine envelope, at least it would let me gain a bit more rigidity as opposed to just trying to machine on kind of a single point teeter-totter kind of deal.
Yeah.
So,
no. 100%.
Anyways, piss around with that.
We will have to have a look at your CAD model maybe in the after show for our fancy Patreons. So all the Patreons get access to the after show where Curt and I discuss super secret things like putting harbors on a machine that was never intended to have harbors on it. Yeah, so we discussed that in the off show, and all Patreons get that on all the different tiers, all the paid tiers. They also get exclusive voting rights to name machines when I buy new machines because apparently I don't like myself. But there's the top tier of Patreons, and they get a special shout out every episode for being at the top tier. That's part of their perks. And those guys consist of Jade from Benchmark 20, Luke from Fabtastic, AJ from Subtract Manufacturing and 28 other companies, EJ from Nocturnal Welding, Jason S., the Aussie Machinist, Christian Olsen, Charles White, Carl from Cursed Machine, Matt from Offworld Gear, and Alex B. And you guys are making it so that we can afford to kidnap Curt and bring him to IMTS next year, and also not stay on the street while we're at IMTS next year, which would be great, because the Airbnb I stayed in last time, a little bit in Sketchville, but I mean, from South Africa, I wasn't too phased, but we're going to stay somewhere nice this time that we can either steal a ride from one of the hotel buses or just get on the 3 bus and drive straight to IMTS. And if anyone's going to IMTS, don't rent a car. The parking's ridiculous. Just use the buses. It's like $20 for the week for a Vetra Pass. It's the way to go. Anyway, thank you, Patreons. Link in the doobly-doo if you want to join our Patreon and help make the wheels on the bus go round and round. I was listening to our canned episode, and we were a bus and then a train, and it was great.
Well, and thanks for all the Patreon. We have like a lot of Patreons now. That's kind of cool. It's kind of freaky at the same time that people are paying us to do this, which is trippy. So thank you all, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that jazz.
Speaking of trains, Curt, did you see I own a train?
You own a train?
Well, did you see the peacock on the side of a train?
Oh, so, I did see that. Yes, I forgot to mention that. Yes.
Went to the train museum. It was super, like, dude. As a nerd, I enjoy trains. No, like, really, really interesting. They got plaques on what models and what. The one train was decommissioned in 1909. It had run its lifespan by 1909. Like, the mind boggles. And you look at the manufacturing on these things, and you're like, how is this machine? Like, that was 100 and some years ago, and they were machining these pieces. Also, the size of a steam piston is really small for the amount of power it puts out. And there was a company, something in Peacock, that brought in, I think, 12 or 16 locos. So they had Peacock on the side of them, which was kind of cool. And for those who don't know, my surname's Peacock.
It was a pretty train too. That was a cool looking. I was like, ooh, I like that. I like that area, that era. Like steam.
They
engines.
Had a whole bunch of steam engines with like that. I won't say one of every model, but a lot of different models. And then a little write-up when they were bought in, how many were bought in, what their loco numbers were, where they were used in South Africa, because some of them were landed in Cape Town and taken up to Gauteng, where I am, in the middle of the bloody country, on ox wagons, and then assembled here and run on the railways here.
Holy man.
There was also some of the diesels that had special bogies made to run on our 610 millimeter rail gauge, because everyone else uses 1 meter rail gauge. So really interesting. And then they had cross sections of all the rails, which was mind blowing. All the different sizes, different shapes. Some were hoops, like that shape, not like.
Oh, really?
For running over bridges. So yeah, I nerded out properly.
Oh, I could fall deep down that rabbit hole.
That was a lot of fun. Cool. So yeah, we had gone to a strawberry farm and it was raining, and then we were going to tea at my grandparents'. But they're like, no, come around 3. And it was like 2 o'clock. So we're like, no, let's go to the Transport Museum quickly because it's cool. So we went there, and it was free because it's December. So they had free entry there. And walked around there for like an hour and a half and then went to have tea with my grandparents.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I like trains. Everyone likes trains.
Trains are awesome. Dude, just the engineering that went into those is just insane. Like the manufacturing is just, it's nuts. And that's 120 years ago. It is insane.
I have a guilty pleasure of, I should find the author. He writes all these books. I think it's a Japanese guy, and he does steam engines, like live steam.
Yes,
and
models.
Their books. Yeah, they're like, and you machine all the parts. Oh my, they're so pretty. The books are rather.
The one, yeah. I know the guy you're talking about. Yes,
I have two of his books on my wish list of I would just literally buy them and read them.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me really much want to build one, but
the techniques.
So cool. I'll link in the I'll find it in a link in the show notes for all the train dorks, because it's 90% of you. So
even for the machining dorks, the techniques he talks about in there are really interesting. So like Blondie
absolutely
is following the book, and some of the techniques this guy's come up with for milling parts, but you don't have a mill, so you're doing it on your lathe, and like really clever workarounds. Like instead of cutting the part out, use round instead of plates. Or use plates and hold it like this, then like this, then like this, and then cut the piece out. Like just his workflow is insane.
Yeah.
Like really, really interesting.
I think the gentleman's name is, forgive me if I mispronounce it, Kozo Hiroka.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you Google that, Kozo train, you'll probably pull him up, and he has just insane. And the drawings are beautiful. Like, and his photograph, he describes all the ways you machine it. And the models he have are just, they're beautiful, and they're all like manually machined and like high accuracy parts. Really, really nice looking stuff. He's got a ton of books. I think Building the New Shea is the one I want. Okay. Anyways, there's
because I follow Blondie Hacks. I don't watch when she makes the steam engines that much. I prefer when she makes tools and things, but that used to be part of my Saturday night ritual. Was Blondie Hacks. A bunch of people used to drop videos on a Saturday night, and then I'd sit. And Danica even used to watch them with me, the machining videos, because it's kind of interesting to watch people machine things.
Totally, yeah, absolutely,
I thoroughly enjoy Blondie Hacks. The stuff she does with the tools she has is quite impressive.
Mm-hmm. totally. Yeah.
So,
I love that stuff.
so
Let's see.
ooh. Okay,
Ooh.
you've added things since we started. But yeah, tell us about your
Yeah.
Bitcoin lotto.
So that was a
I saw your
gift my wife
story.
got. Oh, it's fun. So I've been into Bitcoin mining for like ever. I had an old ant miner way back in the Dizzy, which doesn't do anything nowadays. But I didn't want to buy a brand new miner because they're a lot of cash and a lot of power. So my wife got me something called a bit axe, which is just one of the little ACE or like AASIC application
Yeah,
specific chips
yeah.
for mining Bitcoin. Yeah. So they have like one of them on a little like breakout PCB and a little screen, and all it does is it just you can put it into like a pool to mine Bitcoin and make like a fraction of a penny a day on this because it's like 18 watts. But what I have it set up to do is it sits on my desk and it looks kind of cool, and I have it set up for solo mining. So it's trying to mine its own Bitcoin, and it's woefully underpowered, but like you have basically a lottery chance of mining your own Bitcoin block, which is right now 3.125 or whatever Bitcoin. If you crack the block, and lost connection, reconnected. Okay, this episode is full of technical issues.
It's gonna be a banger.
Anyway, so yeah, now I have this cool little piece of tech that just sits on my desk, and just mines at whatever 1.4 terahashes, slowly trying to work his way into a block. And maybe one day I'll come in here and I'll look at it and it'll say block found, and I will be whatever
Very
$400,000
happy.
richer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's my lottery ticket, and they're literally called lotto miners if people want to look them up. So yeah, I thought it was a dumb, super nerdy gift, and I'm
Yeah.
super jazzed. And I've already modded it. I've already put heat sinks on it and like do an overclock, and yeah,
As
it's
one
just
does.
like it's just I could get so deep into that little land of just I'd have a fleet of them, but like, what's the point? There's no point in doing that. It's
Yeah.
just for funsies. So
It's for fun. Yeah.
actually, I did try because my processor on my PC is decently quick for and now with Bitcoin being so uh, expensive again, it's
Yes.
profitable to mine, but it produces like $1 a day because ASICs have just taken over.
Yeah.
But yeah, for funsies, I just ran my PC for like it was like minus 30 here, so I'm like, I'll use the extra heat. So I ran the GPU and the CPU just mining coin, just for
Nice.
fun. But yeah, so
Yeah.
just
Speaking
Bitcoin
of
stuff.
heating and cooling, I've come up with a stupid plan. So I have a 3 kilowatts inverter in my workshop that powers my lights and my PCs. So when
Okay,
our government decides to switch the power off, that powers the house, like just the essentials. I want to put mini splits into the workshop, but
okay,
I don't want to pay to run them. So
okay.
my thought was to buy these solar ones, which are about double the price. Then you got to buy panels and a battery. It's got a built-in little MPPT in it. And then I was like, hang on, I
Yeah.
have an inverter. Why don't I just throw 3 or 4 panels on the roof, just enough to power the aircon during like the peak of the day, and then I can run the aircon in there for free, effectively. Charge the battery up, run the battery down, up and down every day, like 50%, and have free aircon. So I think I'm going to go down that route for next year because it gets brutally hot in my workshop.
That would be a decent amount of solar because those things probably draw a few kilowatts.
600
at least.
watts, 700 watts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
tiny.
Not, they're not
Okay.
that
Okay.
much power. Yeah. No, they're not that much power.
Oh, okay.
So it's a refrigerator with a fan. That's all it is.
Okay. Fair enough.
It
Yeah.
comes a lot over the month. It comes in. So the old mats put it at about 1,000 Rand a month to run an aircon,
Sure.
which would put it at about $55 a month in power. Which, in all reality, I have to be productive 5 minutes a day more than I am currently to offset that.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's negligible. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go the solar route because then also if the power's off for prolonged periods of time, my inverter's getting charged up from the sun, and we have sun most days here. So I'm thinking of just enough panels, just like 1.2 kilowatts of panels, somewhere around there, just 4 or 5 panels on the roof, and wire them in, and then be sorted. So yeah, that's something for the new year. But yeah, I kind of want my workshop to be climate controlled. I also had a thought because I was listening to our podcast and listening to myself say that I can't get furnace filters. And then I realized I've got filter cloth that I buy. And I can just sew a sock of that and put a fan on the front that pulls air into it, and the sock catches all the crap out of the air.
Yeah, I get the big stuff for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of maybe it'll catch the oil as well. That stuff does a freaking banger job of sucking up oil. So I'm thinking of maybe building one of those as a prototype and just seeing how it works. as a air
Yeah.
cleaner thing, because air cleanliness is kind of important.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll happily send you a box of furnace filters, but I don't think shipping is going to be
There's a
gentle.
place that makes them. I need to chat to my one friend who bought some for his laser to build a little filter unit. But they
Oh,
used to
okay.
clog so quickly because of the resin and the MDF that it wasn't really feasible.
Yeah.
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 Also, my laser
I know.
ate shit the day before I went
Oh,
away.
yeah. Tell me about that. What happened?
So okay, back in my day, a washer fell into the power supply because it's me. So it had a short, and I shook it
Oh,
and got the
okay.
washer
Yeah.
out, and it was
Okay.
fine.
Carrying on.
But
Yeah.
over the last year or so, I've had to creep the power level up. It's only a 50-watt power supply and a 60-watt tube. So in theory, I should never have overrun the tube. My tube may be dead, I don't know. But I was running a job, it cut the first part, cut the second part, went to the third one, and no power. Put
Ooh,
it to 100%,
okay.
you can see the tube trying to come to life. So I'm like, okay, I think it's a power supply because just reasons. So I ordered a power supply before I left. It arrived today. I'm going to put it in tomorrow, and then we will know whether I need to go buy another tube. Because I can't
Nice.
actually be without the CO2 laser.
Yeah.
I've got some engraving that needs to be done. I've got boxes I need to make. So it needs to be up and running. But I think it's the power supply. Just judging by the noises it's making, I think the power supply shut the bed. So I should be able to just loosen like 3 screws. And I think I bought the same one. So I should be able to just plug it in. And then we will know whether that's the problem or whether my tube died. I mean, the laser is 6 years old. Like, these things have a finite lifespan. So we shall see.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully it's not the tube, because getting the tube out is going to be a freaking nightmare with where the machine is currently. So
yeah, fair.
We will know tomorrow. Yeah, because we back at it, started working today again after my vacation.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah,
nice.
Because the laser episode obviously comes out and then my laser dies. Duh. That's how it works.
Of course. Well,
yeah.
And the laser episode came out, and then a laser company reached out to me. It's like, hey, do you want our product? And I was like,
nice.
And they were going to give me a gantry laser. But it was diode based. So I was like, I don't want a diode laser. Like, even though it's like 60 watts, I was like, CO2 is still going to walk on it.
Yeah. 60 watts of heat is all that thing is.
Yeah. So I was like, no, I'm not interested. And they're like, how about a fiber? I was like,
ooh.
Okay. Oh, tell me more. And I was like, so at this point, I already told them to kind of pound sand. I'm like, it's not worth my time. So then I asked for their most expensive fiber and like dust collector and 4th axis and enclosure and like everything. And they're like, deal. I was like, oh shit. Okay. So I just signed a contract for that. So I should have a fiber coming now. So
okay, I'll ask you about that after the after show, because I assume you can't disclose too much.
I would probably disclose whatever the hell I want, but I don't want to talk about it if it's a piece of shit. So
100%. We will chat about that, and maybe it'll be in the after show. But probably not.
Mayhap. We'll see.
Mayhap.
But yeah,
we will.
That's too much fun.
So what did you new PC hardware? What did you do?
Okay, so I'm super thankful I have a boatload of RAM nowadays. I was like, I should go and sell my RAM and retire. Like it is insane how expensive RAM.
Silly at the moment.
I bought my RAM for like $300. Now it's $900 for the same RAM sticks I have in my PC right now. It's like, holy smokes. Anyways, besides the point, I posted all that video into it, and it's 1080p video, but I upscale it to like 2K so I can fill the screens on phones. Whatever, it normally takes me like 45 minutes to post out about a 10-minute video to like render it and get it all ready for YouTube. I hit render after I posted all that or did all the edits on it. It took a minute and 32 seconds or something like that. I was like, holy smokes. And like, I'm not using proxy media. I'm editing the raw video. So it's just things you don't realize until you're like, oh yeah, okay. PC hardware can save you a shit ton of time, which made video editing more fun because I'm not waiting on anything. Like I put an effect in and it's instant. It's just like, okay, this is nice. I should have done this forever ago.
Someone said that to me about internet. He's like, no, he's got like a 300 meg line because it saves him minutes a day where you're waiting for a web page to load or you're trying to download something and you're sitting waiting for it because he works in IT. And I'm like, no, that's a valid point. Like it really makes a huge difference. Like coming back my brother's farm, if you get 10 megs, you're lucky. Like it was slow as hell. Yeah. And then Danica went into town to edit a podcast and she sat at a cafe there that had 300 megs. So she could quickly do an edit and download and upload and do all that shit. But yeah, his farm's internet, like you can stream video on it, but yeah, it's potato as hell. Like you start
Yeah,
watching a
it's
YouTube video and then it buffers for a bit. I'm like, this is
oh,
unacceptable. I'm used to my high speed internet now.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, their whole farm setup's very interesting. They've got a bunch of solar panels, 2 inverters, a shitload of batteries. They're off the grid. Like their water comes from the river, their power comes from
Oh,
the
that's
sun or the
cool.
generator if it's been cloudy. Yeah, very interesting setup. And it works for them. Like they manage their power usage and it works really well.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. I'd
Like
I'd
it's
sacrifice
a
a bit of internet speed for that kind of reliance on, or
100%.
non-reliance, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I get it.
100%. Like that's a really sweet setup they got there.
Six.
Yeah, I
So,
think.
do you want?
Okay, we have some
So do you want?
questions. I think
Oh shit! Yeah, let's save some
well,
of these.
I think we're going to save some of them. There's one that I have it would have been cool if it was a few weeks ago, but yeah, okay. Um, there's one I want to cover now. What's your favorite purchase under $10?
You go, because I feel like you have something queued up in your head, and I have
No,
to
I
think for a second.
don't.
Oh shit!
um,
Okay.
I would say, wait, no, those are more than $10 now. Shit. This is a really challenging one actually.
Oh,
Because
under
$10
ten
is
bucks is
not a lot of money.
no.
Like I'm
Oh,
having to convert into Randellas. Um, yeah, that's weird. We may have to come back to this.
that will.
Or it's going to be a
We'll
very boring
incubate on it.
podcast. Yeah, we're going to have to
But
think
we
about this.
just.
Sorry, I thought it would be easy, but it's not. Because now that I've translated into Randellas, it's not a lot of money.
It's a good question, though. Yeah, it
It's
is
a
a good
very good
question.
question. I think for all the listeners and people on Instagram who did send us questions, we're going to cover them next week in our year in review episode / plans for 26 episode, because there's some really interesting ones there. The only other one that we might want to tackle now is the second one in the list, Curt,
Yes.
because that's quite
That
interesting.
should. Okay, so that
Okay,
is from. Or you want
do you
to
want me?
announce her?
I'll do the read. Okay, that's
Yeah, go nuts.
from. Okay, I'm going to butcher your surname, so I'm just going to skip it. From Carl on Instagram. Um, the gist of it is some guys won't run half-inch tools on a 30 taper machine. Can we elaborate a little bit? Because I run a 2-inch end mill or 2-inch face mill. I won't run bigger than that on a 30 taper machine because it's asking for shit. I do regularly run a 20 millimeter insert mill on there. And I do run 12 millimeter tools, which are basically half-inch. But yeah, you run into rigidity issues. Like everything is rubber. Your machine's a 30 taper machine. The 30 taper interface is only so rigid. But having said that, generally speaking, your 30 taper machines are higher RPM and higher feed machines. So you can run a smaller cutter at a higher RPM and get a very similar material removal rate. The case I have to make for this was going from a 12 millimeter tool for roughing to a 10 millimeter tool. My feed rate nearly doubled and my step over did double at the same depth of cut. And I was running at 90% spindle load instead of 100% spindle load. So, yeah, the right tools and not being a total lunatic and realizing that it is a 30 taper machine, not a 40 taper machine. I know Sanders had something to say about this on one of the episodes where they try to run a tool, same feeds and speeds that run on a 40 taper, on a 30 taper, and the machine was really not super happy. But you tweak your approach a little bit and you can get the same material removal rate. So yeah, it just comes down to the rigidity of the tapers. What are your thoughts,
Well, and
Kurt?
I mean, I don't own a half-inch tool, or a half-inch holder so I just don't run those
Yeah,
kind of tools. But at the same time, it like you said, facing with, like, let's say if you're motoring with a whatever 3/8 or a quarter inch,
yeah,
facing with a quarter inch versus facing with a 2-inch, like you're just gonna get a more parallel part,
yeah,
assuming you don't have, jank ass tool that's just streaking finish. Like you're gonna get a flatter part because you don't have to worry about tram and all kinds of other weird things. So I don't know. I'm camp of small tool, fast
So
feeds. Just let it go.
yeah, it took me a few weeks to convince EJ of this when he was making the fishing lures on the anchor point. He was trying to run that with a
Yeah.
half-inch tool. I'm like, dude, go to a 6 millimeter tool. Your MRR is going to be very similar, but your tool pressure is going to be a shitload lower because your tool's smaller diameter, the torques involved are way lower. Like going from a half-inch down to a 10 millimeter, so a half-inch to 3/8, your effective diameter is significantly smaller, which means your torque load is way lower on that tool because you're closer to the center line. And yeah, you sacrifice a little bit of rigidity, but save your big tools for long finishes. Like I will roughen multiple steps with a smaller tool and then come back and use a long tool to just finish at full depth to get a nice finish. I tend not to rough with giant tools on a 30 taper machine because you end up getting fretting corrosion going on in your taper, where your tool holders get like that brown smudgy shit on it because it's at the limit of what it can actually hold, because it's only retaining with, I want to say, about 1,000 pounds of force. So it's about 500 kilos is all that's holding that tool holder in to the taper. Whereas when you go to Cat 40 or BT 40, it's close on double that.
Yeah. And
so,
like you said, I think the only time I would ever use a half-inch tool is just to get reach for finishing. That's it.
You're going to need one when you make your anchor point bases, because you're not going to be able to get close enough to your table without a super.
Oh, I already figured that one out. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
I already played that game. Oh, yeah.
I played that game with my hydraulic. I had to stick the tool out an extra 4 millimeters to be able to reach the top of my fixtures.
Yeah.
Or my risers.
And unless I think the point is moot unless if you're at 24 hours of running, or let's say 23 and a half hours of running, and you're just physically don't have more time in a day. Yeah, then you have to consider it. But like 99% of people run the machine probably less than 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's like, just run it into the night and use a small tool and just let it do its thing comfortably.
Well, that's like, it's less load on your spindle, side load on your spindle bearings, less load on everything, slightly smaller tool. You don't always need to be running a 1-inch freaking end mill unless your name's Clockwise. You need to work within the constraints of the machine. My machine's got a 3.7 kilowatt spindle. I use it to 99% of that spindle load continuously.
Yeah.
I don't try and push it to 7.5 kilowatts because at 3.7 kilowatts, I'm already running a shitload faster than anyone else running what I'm running. Like, I know this because I've been to their shops and watched their machines run glacially. Like, you can optimize for the equipment you have. You don't have to pretend to slot everything. Tooling has come a long way. You don't need 1 million horsepower and just slot through everything.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, that's our take on 30 taper, because 30 taper is fancy. So, Curt, what is in your Google box? According to our document, nothing.
And by the way, Molly now, who asked us for the favors, purchased under $10. We got to stew on that. Maybe we'll come back. We'll come back next week, because I'm just going to throw like a harebrained answer otherwise.
Yeah. And ER Collett.
Oh, you know what? My favorite purchase under $10, I could probably tell you right now, is Audible. The company itself, sure, say what you want.
Sketchy,
but being able to like listen to audiobooks for like that kind of cash, that's probably been the best purchase I've purchased in the last X amount of time. And if anybody knows an alternative to Audible where I don't have to feed that beast, I'm all for it. But I don't think anything exists. So Audible or Spotify, both those are fantastic. What's up yours?
YouTube Premium.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah. If it was $10 here, I'd buy it too. Yeah. That's.
I think it's now $12. Yeah. It used to be less for the family plan.
Revanced. Anyways, carrying on.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one moment. What was it? It was $1.59. Oh no, $8.50. That's what it cost me.
Oh, that's so cheap. Cheap.
Welcome to the third world. It's great.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
My Google box is very interesting. Turns out our local Amazon competitor type thing sells TTS tooling now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I came across it by accident.
Tormach stuff?
Yeah, Tormach compatible
nice.
stuff. Might actually be worthwhile picking some up for in the lathes, because they're just a round shank. They're not the cheapest and only deliver I think they're drop shipping them in, if I look at the delivery dates. Been looking at ball mills, thread mills, and reamers for the mechanical anchor point, because I need some odds and ends. Was trying to find a download link for Jacob because he wanted to download the version of Linux CNC that I have. And then reading manuals on Carl's drives and looking into electro-polishing aluminium.
Oh, lots of fun stuff.
I don't feel like playing with more acid, so I decided to just build another tumbler.
Yeah. Electro-polishing is cool. I did that with titanium.
It's really cool.
It's pretty sick.
I took stuff to anodize. I'm like, I want to see what happens. There was a piece of mill. One of the things that didn't clean up was a bit of mill scale. I'm like, I want to see what it does. So the guy's like, no, wait 3 minutes. I'll be back now. Went quickly electro polish, came back, and I'm like, this is magic. I need it in my life.
Yeah.
But the acids and things involved, I'm not super keen to have more acid in my workshop.
Yeah, fair.
I
Fair.
am thinking of maybe when I build my new workshop, converting this current workshop, half the workshop, into like a sealed anodizing room.
Nice.
That way it never goes
think-
to the new workshop. Like the chemicals and shit stay in a different workshop.
Oh, yeah, I think we can elaborate. We'll elaborate on that next week because
There's
topics.
That's a down the road
That's
thing.
down the
But
road?
yeah,
Okay.
that's a down the road thing. Also, Wordle 5. Let's see if I can get back to getting Wordle counts high again.
Ooh.
Current streak is
okay.
5. My mother keeps telling me how many she did it in, so I keep trying to one-up her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what's in your Google box, Curt?
I got a lot of actually cool stuff in my Google box. Some of it I'll say it now and then I'll explain it in next week's episode just to drag you along and give everybody a Batum. Yeah, that's so I have a couple printers sitting in my Google box. The Prusa printers and the Bamboo printers, just kind of cross comparing them. Yeah, so it'll lead into next week's topic. So I will explain
I have some inputs on that as well, but that's for next week.
Yeah, I'm pretty settled on which way I'm going to go, but we'll figure that out next week.
I'd be very interested to hear your take on that.
Oh, I can tell you immediately, but everyone else will have to wait.
100%. Yeah. No, that's fine. I can live with that. I will accept those terms.
A bunch of stuff with a little bit axe miner because I've just been geeking out on that, just having too much fun with that kind of stuff. I have a tablet, so I was looking at a program called Concepts, like a Wacom drawing tablet.
Yes, I saw your story.
It was kind of fun. I've been wanting to do that forever. But yeah, so just for sketching on screen and doing some. Actually, I'm using it a little bit for design elements. Just I need some kind of organic flows for some stickers, so I picked up one of those. A bunch of printable model stuff, a bunch of tablet stuff, and that is pretty much the most interesting things. Everything else is just super dorky Bitcoin and dumb stuff like that. So just in the liminal space week, which we were all in right now, where time doesn't exist and regular meals don't exist, and just
we had a friend forget that it was Friendsmas today. Her mom asked her, when are you seeing Danica? And she's like, checks her phone. Oh, shit, in an hour. So then she quickly zoomed over because, she had forgotten that today was today.
Yeah,
this time of the year is weird like that.
Dude, yeah, no doubt.
It's very, very weird.
Cool.
So, what are you up to today since it's this weird time of the year?
Basically this whole week I'm hanging out with my little rats because they don't have daycare and my wife is off, so we're just gonna kind of float around, do house stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to do a few little kind of shop things that I've wanted to do. I do very much want to get back to production, but there'll be time for that. Like I said, I'm not going to be laying on my deathbed one day and pining about the time where I could have worked an extra 4 or 5 days. So just trying to keep that in perspective. There's more important things in life.
100%.
And yeah, how about you though? What are you up to?
Well, I'm gonna go snooze, but tomorrow going to carry on with Anchor Point Batch 3 production and cleaning the workshop a bit and getting coolant pumped out of machines and just general cleaning and maintenance stuff that now once Anchor Point bodies are in the machine, that'll take me an hour or two to get dialed in, and then that's 2 days worth of production that the machines can just run, that I can load a part every 20 minutes or so for the op ones and just let it chooch, and I can focus on doing other stuff. So that is my plan for the next couple of days, going into until the next time we record, basically. But we've also got we're going to go fix Cole's machine tomorrow, and I think there's some other family cut going on before year end. Also, year end, New Year's, all that shit that happens in 2 days' time. Or if you're listening tomorrow, the next day. So we're gonna take it a bit easy, but there's also looking forward to just having a bit of downtime without people around, because we've had people around now for the last 2 weeks where my mom's been visiting, we've been at my brother's, so it's been go. So looking forward to chilling a little bit after tomorrow. But that sounds
about
take a bit of a breather.
That sounds well deserved. Yeah, I've
got to chop wire though. The wire chopper needs to run. I've got 45 kilos of wire to process. And maybe this time I'll actually put the electronics in an enclosure so they don't get the shit kicked out of them when I dismantle the setup. Because every time they get the shit kicked out of them, and then I've got to rewire it. It's a bit annoying.
I'll bet all the money in my pocket, you won't do that. I think you'll just run it.
I might, just out of spot, just do it. Just to prove you wrong. No, it's something I've needed to do. It's like I just need to neaten it up a little bit. It's just not been the highest priority. And now if I've got a bit of time, I'm going to use that bit of time to... there's a bunch of things in the workshop. I'm trying to get a new shelf into the workshop. I'm trying to do that for 2 months. It's one of those things that's not the most urgent thing, so it just keeps getting kicked down the road.
I get that. Yeah.
We'll hopefully get that done in the next week or so. But
cool, my dude.
Thank you everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the podcast and hopefully saw our faces, although cameras went on and off and Curt's been paused for the last half an hour on my side. If you saw our faces, thank you for watching our faces. If you didn't see our faces, you can see our faces on Spotify, Zencaster if your name's AJ, and YouTube. I think at some point we might move the podcast onto its own YouTube channel, but for now it's just on my channel. Also, congratulations on a year's worth of podcasts, Curt.
Yeah, congratulations, my dude.
Yeah, we've been
nice
pretty
chatting.
consistent. We haven't skipped a beat. We've been late one day, and that's when Zencaster had an issue. Otherwise, it's been the same time every week for a year. And
that's
hopefully for next year too. It's going to be great. But thank you everybody for listening. And patrons, we'll see you shortly.
Ooh, take care, all.